Hello and welcome to SnowBrains News, where we bring you all the latest breaking news from the ski and snowboard universe. I'm your host and SnowBrains founder, Miles Clark. This is a brand new weekly news show we are starting here at SnowBrains that will bring all of the week's most important and interesting stories covered on snowbrains.com in under 10 minutes. These videos will be released on YouTube every Friday, so make sure to subscribe. Let's get into the news from this past week. Powder Mountain, Utah has a new owner. This past week, co-founder and executive chairman of Netflix, Reed Hastings, invested $100 million into Powder Mountain, which now makes him the majority owner of the resort. The investment will be used in a variety of purposes, most notably including expanding terrain, building new and upgraded lifts, creating a new Nordic and snowshoe trail system, all while having additional focus on support for all ability levels and ages on the mountain. Hastings said on the matter that this is an investment in what we consider to be the ultimate skier experience. In addition, Powder Mountain also announced they will be offering $19 night skiing lift tickets to everyone, every night for this coming season. I had no idea they even had night skiing. On Wednesday, the Biden administration announced the cancellation of the last 7 oil and gas leases in Alaska's Arctic National Wildlife Refuge, originally granted by the Trump administration. In addition, the Biden administration has prohibited new oil and gas leasing on 10.6 million acres of the petroleum reserve and an additional 2.4 million acres to have tougher regulations. While Alaska's Governor Mike Dunleavy criticized the move, environmental advocates see this as a huge win for protecting Alaska's last frontier. Go Alaska. We love Alaska. This past week, many spots across the western US saw their first snowfall this season. Last Saturday, the top of 14,179 foot Mount Shasta, California, was blanketed in snow on only the second day of meteorological fall. Resorts across Utah, including Alta, Snowbird, and Solitude, also saw dustings of snow this past Monday. Up in Idaho, Palmerel caught some snow as well. With most ski seasons still over 75 days away, I'm going to take this as a good omen, rather than a fluke event. Canada also got in on the fun with snow at Banff, Sunshine, and Lake Louise, so both of those are in Alberta. In Kiwi Brains news, 4 Australian skiers have admitted to using free passes to ski at Cardrona Alpine Resort in Wanaka, New Zealand, which were obtained dishonestly through a resort employee. Appearing at a Queenstown District Court, Judge Russell Walker discharged the 4 defendants after they repaid the ski area for the $160 per day tickets, in addition to making charitable donations to the Salvation Army there. Snow Basin Resort in Utah unveiled new upgrades for the 2023-2024 winter season. The plans include the construction of a new high-speed chairlift, expanding parking, a new patio attached to Strawberry Lodge, and other overall amenity improvements. The Des Moines Express, which will be a high-speed 6-pack and was originally announced back in December, it will double the uphill carrying capacity of the Strawberry side of the resort, which is huge. The expanded parking will add on additional 124 parking spots to its canyon rim lot, solidifying it as the resort with the most parking spots in Utah. Woo! The new 5,000 square foot heated cobblestone patio will be added to the northwest portion of the Strawberry Lodge and add an additional 180 seats. With several amazing upgrades across multiple Utah resorts planned for the upcoming years, there's so much to be excited for. In climbing news, a Colorado man who went missing on a solo climbing trip in Glacier National Park, Montana, was found dead this past Friday. 32-year-old Adam Fusile had set out on August 29th on a solo climb of Reynolds Mountain and was reported missing after he did not return when expected. After a multi-day search with over 50 people involved, ground searchers found Mr. Fusile. His cause of death is still under investigation at this time. Turning to ski town real estate news, a stunning property in Aspen, Colorado just hit the market for an eye-watering $105 million. Technically, the property consists of 2 houses, but the 2 houses combine to offer over 18,000 square feet and sit on 8.4 acres of land on the Roaring Fork River. While it is not the first property in Aspen to ask for over $100 million, which is nuts, if sold, it would be the first in the area to sell for 9 digits. The current record real estate sale in Aspen sits at $72.5 million set back in 2021. This past Monday, Norway Mountain in Michigan announced they plan to reopen under new ownership starting during the 2024-2025 ski season. The local Upside Down ski area closed at the end of the 2016-2017 ski season. Before that, it sat vacant from 2012 to 2014 after 20 years of successful operations. Turning over to Aussie Brains. Selwyn Ski Resort in New South Wales, Australia announced this past Monday that it's closing for the season. This resort closed a lot earlier than expected due to mild winter across Australia. It was a rough one in Australia this year. This was the first season the resort had operated in 3 years due to bushfires destroying much of it back in 2020. They've had a rough go. In a striking comparison this week, the legendary godfather of free skiing, Mike Douglas, who's been on our podcast, posted to Instagram a comparison of the Horstman Glacier at Whistler Blackcomb, which is supposed to be home to the annual summer ski training camps. Now it's impossible. You can't ski there anymore due to global warming. What is supposed to be the home of annual summer ski training camps now seems impossible due to warming temperatures and lack of snow. While these pictures are not a perfect comparison due to the different times of year they were taken and different snowfall totals from those respective years, it is a sign that in many of our lifetimes, the Horstman Glacier may very well be a thing of the past. This past week, Jackson Hole Mountain Resort in Wyoming opened a new attraction, the Grand Teton Skywalk. Pretty cool. The viewing platform is located at the top of the Rendezvous Mountain and offers breathtaking views of the Tetons, this whole ski resort and the valley below. The Skywalk is accessible from the aerial tram, which is included with the purchase of a ticket at Jackson Hole. Moving into trip reports this week from our SnowBrains team. This past week, I've been skiing some incredible terrain in Patagonia, Argentina. We had the best day we've ever had down here on Saturday. It was absolutely phenomenal. Spines, huge long fingers, terrifying chutes, but all in the best snow we've ever skied down here in my 13 seasons of skiing Patagonia. We also had Polly giving us a conditions report from the Oahu snowfields over in New Zealand, which is absolutely breathtaking in that zone. This past week, I also dropped my 2022 Alaska highlight video showing off the best lines that we skied from Alaska 2 seasons ago. I made an edit for my time there and I forgot to post it. I've just been so busy. Make sure to stay tuned every Monday night. We will be dropping a new highlight video for my 2022 and 2023 ski season, leading all the way up to this season to the current time. Direct Weather released its winter forecast outlook, and it basically expects the western region of North America to experience a warmer than average conditions, while the eastern US should expect to have cooler than average conditions. It also predicts that the Northwest is expected to experience very dry conditions, while the Southwest can expect above average precipitation. Basic El Nino pattern essentially right there. Direct Weather says that the Rockies and the Cascade mountain ranges will see typical snowfall, but the eastern United States has a possibility of significant snowstorms. And while it's very early in the season and we should never take any of this for certain, it's certainly fun and it's interesting to think about the possible scenarios for this upcoming winter. This past week, the dry Nevada desert turned into a mud pit for the annual Burning Man festival. My dad went to the very first Burning Man. He said there was just no rules, and now he calls it a police state. Due to safety concerns, around 70,000 people, I didn't know there was that many people, were briefly trapped in the Black Rock Desert, and they were told to shelter in place and conserve food and water. The rare rainfall event turned the desert floor into a muddy pool, making it extremely difficult, if not impossible, for cars to drive. While everyone was eventually able to leave, it definitely changed the festival experience for a lot of people. After a 3-year hiatus, El Nino is poised to be back in full force this winter, which will have major implications for skiing across North America. Preliminary forecasts show that El Nino would likely cause an increase in storms for California, the Southern Rockies, the southeastern United States. Sticking on the note of hot summers, past June through August were the hottest ever recorded. In addition, this past August alone was one of the hottest ever recorded. August as a whole was estimated to have been around 1.5 degrees Celsius warmer than pre-industrial average, making it the second hottest month ever recorded, only behind July of this same year. That's all we have for you this week. Thank you so much for watching SnowBrains News. We would love to know your thoughts on the stories we brought to you this week. And if we missed anything and you want to see included in future programming, make sure to drop us a comment below. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. And I will see you next Friday with our second edition of SnowBrains News.